Riveting gameplay. So we'll be live after warm-up. Okay. Mod abuse. Love to see it. I mean, Opal will be cheering on Marhal because I think Jazz hasn't dropped a map yet, so... into round 1, anyway. Marhal with a slightly worse start, but still really close to Jazz, both pushing that inside line. But for now, it's just struggling with a lead. Marhal going really wide will lose a couple of tenths to Jazz. Going into the plastic flick. Both players get around it cleanly. Jazz is really inside. We'll have a half-second lead into the finish. The first round closed out with a 43.3. Into round 2. Jazz getting a really nice inside line here. Marhal going wider, trying to get more speed, but that release will cost a bit of time. Going to the uphill section, Marhal a bit too inside, will touch, and will drop half a second behind. Jazz just driving clean lines, extending the gap. I'm across the line with a 42.8. That's a pretty respectable time. That is faster than Marhal's PB, so that is not what you want to see if you're the Swedish player. Jazz looking fast, looking quite consistent so far, but it's only been 2 rounds. This time, more even starts. Marhal within a tenth of Jazz. But has icy tyres. We'll try to drift entry with icy tyres and we'll lose some time. Jazz are going wide on the uphill, but will stay ahead by about half a second. Marhal going more inside here, but Jazz with the wider line will carry more speed into the last slide. And we'll close it out with another 43 low. I'll make it 3-0 in favour of the player from the underqualified. Fresh off of discovering Icy Campaign. Probably quite effective warm-up for these maps. Or it seems to be so far. Marhal pushes the inside line, unfortunately makes a clip, and will lose a couple of seconds at least. Jazz just needs to drive it home, nice and safe, and that'll be the round win. Really clean lines, another 42. He's looking fast and consistent this match so far. Over halfway on points now for Jazz. On Intel, first map of the match. Marhal probably trying to stop the advantage that Jazz has so far. Looking to try and get around him whenever possible, but Jazz doesn't seem to be making any mistakes so far. And has another good start this round too. Over half a second the gap. And Jazz just seems to be really fast. Unfortunately, Marhal will drop the gear on the flick. Jazz will have to do a lot of adjustment, but will still drive a 42.9. Not quite sure how much clipping the whole inside will cost, but probably half a tenth or so. 5-0. Jazz looking for the clean sweep on map 1. This time though, Marhal has been closer than previously. Jazz gets a lot of exit speed though, will be about a tenth ahead. But loses a few tenths in that section. And Jazz will be promoted into the lead of this round. Half a second clear. Yeah, 8-0. Ah, so it is actually faster if you're okay. If you get it clean. Jazz with another 0.8 though, that's impressive. I think that's 2.8s, 2.9s in 6 rounds. The others have been low 43s. You'd be difficult to bet against him in this round. He drops a wheel on the inside there, pushing that inside line, trying to get as much out of the map as possible. And we'll have an almost half-second lead going into this regrip section. Marhal pushing though, gets a nice inside line. Quarter of a second behind, but Jazz will be pushing away now as he has more exit speed. Going to the plastic flick. Both players keep the gear, but it's Jazz with a 4/10 lead who will drive it in with a 43.1. And we'll take map 1, 7-0. Very impressive times driven. Now to Jazz's map pick. Slinky. Mao map. With Henk. Yeah, I'll lie, it was Marhal's pick. Jazz is playing well. So on Slinky, the PBs, Jazz has a 48.70 and is second world, whereas Marhal is 14th world with a 49.22. Sorry. So it's about a half-second lead in PBs in favour of Jazz on this map. Yeah, this is a good point. You've got to pick a map which is less consistent. In terms of, more volatile. I think that's the only way you can do it. Picking a really regu gear 3 map like Intel, it's very rare that you're going to see someone crash a load of rounds on a map like that, unless they're really being pushed on pace. Whereas, this is a really technical map, but Jazz has picked it, so obviously feeling comfortable with the more difficult map. Having a quarter of a second lead after the first 40% of the map or so, and Marhal goes for the snow inside line. Jazz carrying a lot more speed out though from going a bit more wide. Gets a good third gear slide, doesn't hit the wall, and has about half a second to Marhal going into the second last turn, but gets a slide out. Probably because of airtime or something on the inside, and that will gift the round to Marhal. Yeah, I don't know whether it was airtime or whether it was a release or what, because I wasn't spectating, I didn't see the inputs. But I mean, if you're releasing there, that's a TA thing to do, surely. Yeah, it's the block. Yeah, elevation diff. This time, really close start from both players. And Jazz will have a little bit more speed. Marhal keeps it out of the wall somehow, but will lose a lot of time and get slide locked. Just to add insult to injury there. And it's looking, just with that one bit of slide lock, losing a second. It's unfortunate. This time we'll see what Jazz does with a release or what. Makes it clean through this time round. Gets a nice apex, 49.3, respectable time. Oh, it's Zeetz's fault. Ah, you can ban him if you want, Teuflin. Levels it up 1-1. Jazz off to a really good start. Marhal pushing this more inside line, but will have less speed going to the fourth gear section. Gets a nice apex though, closes the gap, but is more inside on this entry, which will lose him some time. Jazz pushing away, half a second, now more. Keeps it out of the wall. And will drive it to the finish for another round win. With a 49.7. This is... oh, unbanned. Okay, fair enough. This isn't as fast as I anticipated, but at the end of the day, it's enough for the round win. So you're not gonna push any much more than that. Again, Jazz with a slightly better entry to the fourth gear section, has more speed. Marhal gets a better inside line though. We'll be able to gain a bit towards the Australian. But again, Jazz just nailing the uphill really well. Marhal closer than before. 3/10 in it. Marhal with a more inside line here as well. Will gain a bit more, but is too wide to gain any more back. And Jazz will take the round. I thought Jazz was going straight into the wall at the start of the round. We see very even starts from both players. Jazz turns around slightly faster, will end up with a bit of a lead, and carries again a bit more exit speed into this fourth gear section. Gap 10.5, but Jazz again just getting a really nice low line, avoiding all the snow in the uphill, and getting a good SD exit out. Will grow the gap. Closer to half a second now. There you go. A low 49. Now we get the pace starting to show. 4-1 to Jazz on his map pick. It's, yeah, feeling confident on this map, it seems. After that unfortunate mistake on the first round, it's been very much in control. Even starts from both players, only about a 10th in it, but Marhal going a bit wider will lose some time. This time Jazz is a bit offline compared to where he usually has been. But unfortunately Marhal will touch the checkpoint and won't be able to take advantage of it. Jazz getting a nice line there. And we'll drive another 49.1. Nice and consistent. Marhal's a bit more inside, we'll go a bit wider here. Which will lose around half a second. 2 Jazz. But gains it back with a nice slide. Good inside line from both players. Marhal a bit too inside to capitalize though on the SD exit. And we'll leave Jazz all by himself at the front. And he'll drive up. 0.8. We're skipping the 0.9s entirely, just driving 0.8s. That is, yeah, like 5th world. Match point in favor of Jazz. I mean, with the previous rounds being 0.1, 0.1, and then this 0.8 that just got dropped. I've struggled to find a convincing argument for why Marhal will get the round back, but anything can happen. Jazz pushing away. Marhal's risking, but does get a bit of snow. This time gets a bit of an SD, but doesn't manage to hold it. Jazz going a bit wide, keeps it out of the wall. With a second gap, should be able to just safe it in. And that'll be 7-1 on Slinky. So 7-0 on Intel to Jazz, 7-1 on Slinky to Jazz. Closes out the match. 14-1 on rounds, 2-0 on maps. Which is very good. Almost as good as you can get really for the win-loss.